The first year of private money lending kind of sucks. Nobody talks about this. Everyone loves showing you the passive income they're making today, but no one shows you what it looked like in the beginning. Nobody shows you month 3, month 6, month 11, when you're staring at your account wondering, is this even worth it? And ironically, this is where most people quit. Not because private money lending doesn't work, but because the results don't feel impressive enough yet. Let's just say you lend $50,000 at 10%. Your monthly returns are $417. 6 months later, you've earned about $2,500 total, which is significantly better than leaving that money in a bank account. But let's be honest, nobody is calling their friends to brag about making $2,500. Nobody is retiring because they earned $2,500 in 6 months. Nobody is making a YouTube video because they earned $2,500. And that's exactly where most people make a mistake. Because the first $2,500 isn't the goal. It's the first snowflake of a future very large snowball. And if you understand this concept, you'll look at private money lending completely differently. If you're new here, hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a pharmacist turned real estate investor and private money lender. On this channel, I share strategies to help high-income professionals create income streams beyond their W-2 through real estate investing, private money lending, and financial freedom strategies. And today I want to talk about something that almost nobody discusses when it comes to passive income: why the beginning feels so slow. I think most people dramatically overestimate what private lending can do in 6 months and dramatically underestimate what it can do in 6 years. We're conditioned to expect immediate results. Think about your career. You go to work, you get paid. You pick up an extra shift, you get paid more. There's a direct connection between effort and reward. Private lending doesn't exactly work that way. Most wealth building activities don't work that way either. The rewards are delayed. The first deal feels small. The first interest payments are small. The first year feels small. And because it feels small, most people assume it isn't working. But the truth is that compounding rewards action far more than perfection. Here's how I think about it. Most people want a snowball, but every snowball starts as a snowflake. That first $2,500 isn't exciting because you're looking at this as a standalone event. But what happens if that money gets redeployed? Now you're lending your original capital plus your earnings, and then you earn interest again. Then you redeploy again. Then maybe you're adding money from your paycheck. Then another loan pays off, then another. The process is almost invisible at first, but eventually it starts accelerating. And the funny thing about acceleration is that you don't notice it when it's happening. You only notice it when you look backwards. One of the biggest lessons I've learned from investing is that wealth creation usually feels boring in the beginning. When I first started investing in real estate, I thought each deal was going to dramatically change my life. I think I was watching too many YouTube videos. Maybe you feel the same way. But it did not. One property didn't change my life. One lending deal didn't change my life. One interest payment didn't change my life. But stacking those decisions over and over and over again absolutely did. Looking back, the biggest financial wins in my life rarely came from one massive decision. They came from consistently redeploying capital and staying in the game long enough for compounding to work. So if you're considering private money lending, I think there are 2 big lessons. Lesson number 1 is start sooner. Every year you spend waiting is a year compounding can't work for you. You don't need to know everything. You need to get educated, manage your risk appropriately, and take action. If you haven't started yet, get started today. Lesson number 2 is to keep redeploying. The magic isn't earning interest. The magic is putting that interest back to work. Every time you redeploy capital, you're adding another snowflake. And eventually those snowflakes become a giant snowball. The first year of private lending is often the hardest because the results are too small to impress anyone, and maybe even to impress yourself. Most people quit because they expected a snowball, but what they got was a snowflake. But the people who build meaningful passive income understand something completely different. Compounding rewards action far more than perfection. The goal isn't finding one incredible deal. The goal is giving your money enough time to keep working for you. Because that first snowflake never looks impressive until you realize it's been quietly building a snowball the entire time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to just subscribe and let me know in the comments, what's one financial goal you've been putting off because you're waiting for the perfect time to start? I'll see you in the next video.